Here we are in a world where superhero movies dominate our screens, bringing to life the characters that once lived solely in our imaginations. But while the likes of Batman, Spider-Man, and Wonder Woman have seen their fair share of glory, some heroes haven't been given their rightful place in the spotlight. Enter Blue Beetle.
What is going on?
A hero with a rich history, yet seemingly set up to fail in a vast cinematic universe. Much like The Meg, which took audiences by storm in 2018, becoming a cultural touchstone, Blue Beetle has the potential to resonate on a cultural level.
Oh yeah!
Yes, exactly.
Just look at the stats. A stellar 78% on Rotten Tomatoes and a shocking 92% audience score. We've seen the memes, the merchandise, the discussions about more prominent superheroes. But it seems Blue Beetle has been nudged off the red carpet. Although the people who did watch it loved it. What about all the others that didn't? What about all those who watched a Netflix season or Barbenheimer on a Saturday night out? Against a range of factors that we discuss in our video today, fans have started to see Blue Beetle as a failed project. But what makes this new film shine so bright in a series of sporadic film outbursts of DC in the last few years? And why, even though it was so promising, has it not been able to revive DC back into its old days? The question we pose today is, why Blue Beetle deserved better? Creating a superhero is no small feat, and Blue Beetle was no exception. It's not just about a guy in a shiny suit fighting baddies, it's about a myriad of challenges that pop up behind the scenes. Sit tight, because you're in for a wild, behind-the-scenes ride. First off, let's talk about money. The budget. With only $104 million in their budget list, Blue Beetle had financial hurdles taller than a skyscraper. And not the kind our hero could just fly over. Think more along the lines of Mount Everest of expenses. From hiring a skilled crew and securing the latest in cutting-edge technology to designing that iconic suit, which, by the way, was not procured from a Halloween store. Every dollar was stretched to its superheroic limit. A little birdie even told us that, at one point, the accountant's calculator caught fire. Okay, not really, but you get the drama. Then there's the sheer effort. The countless hours spent in pre-production, storyboarding, and screen tests. There were rehearsals where our actors sweated more than a caterpillar in a chicken coop. They trained in martial arts, dangled from wires, and probably even endured a wedgie or two from that supersuit. The commitment, the dedication, and the chafing. And the challenges. Every movie has them, but Blue Beetle seemed to collect them like rare comic books. There were days when the weather decided it wanted to audition for the role of the main villain. Rain, wind, unexpected heat waves. Mother Nature threw all of her diva tantrums. Then, let's not even talk about that one scene that required 27 takes because a rogue squirrel decided to crash the set. Talk about seeking fame. I'll see my way out. But through it all, the team behind Blue Beetle proved that they had their superpowers. Resilience, creativity, endurance, and a killer sense of humor, because remember that squirrel? Priceless. But how did Blue Beetle come from a cartoon character back in 1939 to a real-life superhero in 2023? The comic landscape has transformed significantly from the time of the original Blue Beetle to the culturally conscious reimagining of Jamie Reyes in 2006. Our cinematic journey, embroiled with superhero extravaganzas, has been a patchwork of various cultural and existential themes. Marvel's magnificent Black Panther and the mesmerizing Eternals have added color to this canvas alongside Sony's vivacious Spider-Man. DC, on the other hand, with its rich palette of Black Adam, Aquaman, Birds of Prey, and the subdued hues of Justice League, has given us a vast spectrum, though the colors of cultural specificity were missing until Blue Beetle entered the scene. The scene opens with an avalanche of emotions as Jamie, played by the irresistibly charming Zolo Maridueña, brings a gust of fresh college air to the familiar surroundings of Palomera City. The palpable family affection combined with the bittersweet reality of his father's lost business sets the tone for a poignant narrative. And who could resist the mischievous dynamism of Belisa Escobedo brings to Milagro? The sibling solidarity. Priceless. However, beneath the Reyes' family warmth lay a looming shadow of economic disparity where even an educated and humble individual like Jamie is pulled down by the gravity of his background. Its tryst with the wealthy yet compassionate Jenny Cord and her steely Aunt Victoria whisks us into a whirlwind of events. Before you know it, Jamie has an interstellar blue scarab stashed in his pocket, a hint of fate's sly grin. Ah, Jamie, and the unexpected gift of the scarab. The sight of him grappling with his new armored alter ego is both amusing and awe-inspiring. Sure, he stumbles, bumbles, and occasionally crashes into comic book cliches, but that's part of the charm, right? Then there's the looming shadow of Victoria, played by the brilliant Sarandon. Forget the stock villains with capes and cackles. Sarandon gives us a villain who's as nuanced as a Baroque painting. And let's not forget the looming presence of Conrad, Victoria's rock-solid right hand. Just when you think you've got his number, the plot gives you a curveball. While the sparks between Jenny and Jamie might not set the screen aflame, the duo's dynamic does hold our interest. Bruna Marquezini's spirited portrayal of Jenny sometimes feels like she's on an espresso overdose, but it keeps us on our toes. All in all, Blue Beetle isn't just another comic book adaptation, it's a vibrant splash of culture, emotion, and action. Blue Beetle has a lot of themes loosely running throughout, but there are two that tie the whole story together: capitalism and family. Cord Industries with dollar signs in their eyes is hot on his heels, itching to harness the scarce potential for wartime innovations. But that's not their only shady business. There are also the culprits behind bulldozing family homes in Palomera City to build swanky condos. Seriously, who needs another luxury condo? The film doesn't just rely on dialogue to get the message across. Instead, it paints a vivid picture of corporate greed, with Victoria Cord at the forefront wreaking havoc. And Jamie and his close-knit family are at the heart of her chaotic spiral. Speaking of family, Blue Beetle also reminds us of the strength found in the unity and love of a close-knit family. Jamie might be our main man, stealing scenes with his endearing awkwardness, courtesy of the talented Zolo Maraduena. But the Reyes family adds depth to the plot. From Damian Alcazar's heartwarming portrayal of Alberto, Jamie's dad, to the affectionate moments with Rocio, his mother, played by the brilliant El Padilla Carrillo. The family ties shine. And let's not forget the trio Milagro, Ruby, and Nana, brought to life by Belisa Escobedo, George Lopez, and Adriana Barraza. They're pretty much like family too, aren't they? Their interactions with Jamie add layers of authenticity, making us root even harder for them. In a nutshell, Blue Beetle isn't just about a boy and his superpowered scarab. It's a tale of family resistance and the need to stand up to the big bad wolves of capitalism. So buckle up and dive into this roller coaster where heart, humor, and heroism collide. But when there's so much good in the film itself, why has it failed to deliver the hype? Blue Beetle fluttered into theaters with an underwhelming $43.4 million opening, quickly solidifying its reputation as DCEU's most infamous misstep. But why did this happen? Even when Blue Beetle hadn't yet hit our screens, fans were already raising eyebrows at Warner Bros. And DC's apparent ghosting of the film in their marketing campaigns. The anticipation wasn't just for another superhero spectacle. Many were eager to embrace a fresh face in the superhero lineup, a step away from the oft-repeated tales of the Justice League. And to that, hope of greater representation in the cape and mask realm, and the stakes were high. However, the excitement hit a roadblock, or should we say, a rain check? In an almost comically exaggerated twist, Warner Bros. Pointed fingers at Tropical Storm Hillary. To be fair, Hillary did leave a mark on Southern California, but blaming the storm for the global disinterest? That's like blaming burnt toast on a refrigerator. Unrelated and, frankly, a bit amusing. While Hillary might have rained on Blue Beetle's parade in one region, international waters seemed pretty calm. Yet the box office figures worldwide look more like a gentle ripple than a tidal wave of success. So, where did Blue Beetle slip? Well, fans might say, marketing. What marketing? And they wouldn't be wrong. The Beetle, not as renowned as his DC counterparts, needed the spotlight, the glitz, the glam, more than ever. Relying on social media chatter to fill theaters? It's like hoping for a bat signal to show up on a cloudy night. Great in theory, not so much in practice. But to lay the entire blame on a storm, real or metaphorical, would be missing the mark. Whispers among fans suggest that Blue Beetle might have been a sacrificial lamb, a test run for Warner Bros. As they navigate the unpredictable waters of the post-Snyder DC universe. A storm in a teacup, perhaps. Despite lukewarm response at the box office, audiences and critics had a soft spot for the film. Alas, while Blue Beetle might have warmed hearts, it wasn't exactly the golden ticket Warner Bros. Was hoping to cash in for a franchise jackpot. Imagine the DC Universe as a jigsaw puzzle, each hero, from Superman to Wonder Woman, as a vital piece contributing to the grand picture. Now, enter Blue Beetle, a sparkling new piece. While it might be the most shiny and interesting right now, it can't complete the puzzle alone. Remember, it's not about the strength of one, but the power of the ensemble. A single movie, no matter how epic, can't bear the weight of an entire franchise on its wings. For DC to truly soar, it needs consistent storytelling, unforgettable character arcs, and importantly, an interconnected cinematic universe that keeps fans coming back for more. So, while Blue Beetle might light up the sky with its brilliance, remember, it's a part of a grander tapestry. Blue Beetle certainly is a good film.
It's gonna be sick.
It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it stands out amongst the rather dull ones that have preceded it. Whether it was bad marketing or a storm, one cannot deny the facts. And the fact is, DC messed up big. Alright, raving fans, that was our take on Blue Beetle for today. Hope to catch you soon. Until next time.